Hi, welcome to the Industry Astrology New Moon Forecast for March of 2024. The moon is waning. The energy is getting darker, deeper, more inward. The moon is waning, and on March 10th at 2 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, the moon will conjoin the sun and then begin to wax again. Feeling sort of a deep inner calling, this dark moon, new moon is a very sacred time. There's something introspective naturally about this new moon. It is preceded by the very important celebration of Shivaratri, this powerful night of Lord Shiva, when the dark moon, the very last day of the lunar cycle, is celebrated with fasting and prayers. It's considered to be the most auspicious night for transforming karmic ties, for healing on deep levels, anything that you would like to let go of and change and expand into a new level of what you can be, what you would like to see yourself as. I'm here up in the Himalayas, actually, with my dear teacher, Shivaratri, on a journey. You can see that. It's said that Lord Shiva actually lives up in the Himalayan mountains. That's one of his places where he's sitting in meditation. He's also seen as the one that dances this dance of creation and destruction, Nataraj. It's a great night to let go of the past, to let go of attachments that are hurting you, to let go of grief, transform from the inside out. It's a night that is traditionally used for fasting, if that's something you can do, or keeping an all-night vigil, staying up until dawn, singing songs to Lord Shiva or saying his mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. Prayers on this night are said to be magnified 1,000-fold. It's like a portal is opened straight into the Svargaloka, and you can speak directly to the divine outward and the divine inward. So take advantage of this dark moon times. March 8th especially is the actual exact night that is celebrated as Mahashivaratri. And the new moon that follows is in the nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada. Purva Bhadrapada is symbolized by a cremation fire, which is one of Lord Shiva's favorite places to sit and meditate. Lord Shiva visits places like cremation grounds, covers his body with the ashes of the dead. He is the Lord of the ghosts and the ghouls, and he gives refuge to them, transforming it into the light of consciousness. So the fears that haunt us become transformed into spiritual understanding and expansion. Purva Bhadrapada is connected to a fierce Naga snake, one of the Kundalini forces of the deep earth, underground snake. The one called Aja Ekapada, actually, which is also connected to a form of Lord Shiva in penance, standing on one leg. This is a fiery energy, a fire snake, you could call it. And so it's where we burn. We burn away through penance, maybe through prayer, through yoga, tapasya. So that word has to do with burning away impurities, something that yogis do on their mat, but also in the mind, allowing for things to come up, being felt, and then let go of. This is a powerful way to be coming into eclipse season. Next full moon and the new moon following will be eclipses, especially the one on April 8th is a major total solar eclipse that will be seen in the United States. So this is a real bridge, an opening period where you can set intentions that may be carried through all the way into the next couple months. There's a heavy and intense influence of Saturn that has been combust the sun for the last couple of weeks, and this new moon is aligned with that Saturn energy. Saturn is exhausting at times, and there may have been some pretty frustrating experiences in the last couple of weeks, or maybe just a feeling of being overworked. So remember, austerities taken that tapas energy, like maybe it's a vow to do a fast on this dark moon, or maybe it's a vow to give to charity. Do try to also take it easy on yourself. Don't be too hard. This should be a time also where you feel protected. You're taking refuge in the certainty of being carried through by the protector of life, the one who gives refuge to the mind, Lord Shiva. Saturn actually, though, can be a great influence on this new moon if you are taking vows for maybe a commitment towards your spiritual practices particularly, or practice meditation, yoga. Lord Shiva is often depicted with crescent moon, a dark waning moon in his hair, because it's this moon that takes refuge in him. The moon in Vedic astrology represents the mind and our experiences here in this lifetime, embodied. And because the nature of the moon is always waxing and waning, we are also susceptible to change. And the ups and downs of life, the waxing and waning of life itself. And so Lord Shiva gives especially refuge to that dark moon, the one that's most old perhaps, or most vulnerable. Lord Shiva is also depicted often with the image of the river goddess, Ganga, or the Ganges, in his hair. This is said to be because he holds the destructive power of this river that can sometimes flood and destroy homes, and basically the destructive power of nature in general to go out of balance. He holds it in his hair and he tempers the water to allow it to flow gently to earth in a nourishing and life-giving stream. So on this Mahashivaratri and new moon, try to take a moment to check in. Maybe do some meditation or set an intention. And let's just see what the tarot cards have to say about this upcoming new moon in the fiery Purva Bhadrapada and Mahashivaratri. Okay, well, the first card that came through is the Hierophant. Something very old. Sometimes it's considered to be conservative, but something about tradition, like an ancient temple, or a guru, a teacher that represents tradition for you. Belief, what your ancestors believed in as well. How we connect to the earth. So there is something about ritual that is important about Mahashivaratri and these old traditions. And the next card is the Nine of Cups. That nourishing Ganga, the river that flows through Lord Shiva's jata, through his hair, and comes down in a gentle stream, being held in refuge, in protection, and finding ways to nourish yourself, nourish others through that. And then the final card, the Princess of Swords. In order to get to this peace, this place of refuge, there is also a process of cutting through, cutting out, there she is, the ties that bind you. So this is a very powerful time, the dark moon, March 8th, and the new moon as well, to be meditating, to be just sitting quietly and listening to the mind, observing what comes up with compassion. The wisdom of this planet that we all come from, the wisdom of the ancient rishis, the words of olden texts, and the power of rituals to connect with a fountain of life energy that flows from the heavens to the earth. And to find it is a journey to bravely face what you may be avoiding, to step beyond with your will into a freer and more authentic version of yourself. Okay. Thank you for coming to this new moon forecast, and happy Shivaratri. I do offer one-on-one Vedic astrology readings and tarot readings online. You can book on my website, anandastrology.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. You can figure out what your birth star is on my website, and also subscribe to it there. Get a free PDF on the nakshatras. And yeah, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I will see you soon.